Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're watching the originals. This episode 4 of season 4. That's right, you know, we're flying through it now. This is only a 13 episode season, so it's going to be over so quickly, and we're just diving right into the action. You know, last episode, interesting stuff. You know, we're kind of finding more information about what this glowing entity thing is that's coming around. It looks like it was conjured from Vincent in the past. You know, he was trying to get rid of Marcel from the city, you know, because in season 1, if you remember, when they first arrived into New Orleans, the Michelsons, Marcel, he was in charge. He was running everything, wasn't he? He had control over the witches. He had control over everybody, and if the witches done magic, you seen it, he went and he killed them. He done that brutally, didn't he, to one of the Deverils. She done some magic and he found out and he just killed her in the middle of the street. And obviously the witches, they wasn't happy with that, and Vincent, he was looking for a way to take Marcel down. And it's interesting because they're friends now, aren't they? So how times change, you know, different scenarios, different life situations that you get put in. But obviously back then, Vincent, he was looking for some weird type of magic, some, you know, powerful stuff, and he found this book. It had loads of information and spells, and it needed some sacrifices. Eva found out that a sacrifice would have to be from loved ones, and they first sacrificed the pet bird or whatever's, and then she started taking it more to the extreme, and this is where Vincent decided that it was too much for him. You know, he didn't want to go that far, and this is when the children started going missing. That is where obviously we got the Eva storyline in season 2, I believe it was. So again, man, it's really interesting because obviously you've got two different sides of it. You had him who's willing to take Marcel down, and then when it started getting to the very extreme, he decided to step back, and somebody else was decided to go through it, and which was sacrificing the children. And obviously, speaking about children, it turns out Eva was pregnant with Vincent's child at the time, and we don't actually know what's happened to that child. He said he didn't know what happened to it as well, to Marcel, but he assumed that the baby died because we seen him try to do some spells on Eva to kind of cleanse her, you know, because she definitely was possessed by this entity and it was taking over her and she was going crazy. And you know, they was doing this magic, and her body lifted up in the air and she dropped back down and she's spitting blood all over. And I mean, I'm assuming that's where he believes his child went. But what an absolute mad twist it would be if his child was somehow still alive somewhere. You know, I think that would be really, really good. And you know, I can't actually wait to find out what's going on with this, because he tried burning the book as well, the spell book that had the information in. He said to Marcel, you know, if you ever see this book in my hands again, mate, you gotta kill me. You know, he's going to the extreme. And then he threw it in the fire and he was burning it, and then he come back later and it was still there, unscratched, mate, literally still fresh. And they was like, what the hell is going on? And Vincent obviously again said, look, mate, this book, yeah, it's in my handwriting and I do not remember writing it. So what's happened there? How's he wrote all these crazy magic spells to get into this situation? And how can't he remember it? What, you know, what happened in that period? I really do hope that we find out, because that is a massive bit of information that I think really does impact the story. Now, obviously, speaking about the Michelsons, interesting. We finally got interaction with Hope. You know, the family all got to meet her. She was speaking to them. KLAUS thought that she didn't really like him because when he was first introduced, she was just like, "Can I go and play now?" You know, and he was like, you know, what she know, like what she heard about me and stuff. And Haley was saying, "Look, mate, she doesn't really know anything about you. She doesn't know anything that you've done in the past. She just knows that you're a dad and you do anything it takes for family. You know, you've been fighting for her." And that's great, because obviously I went over to speak to her and she was painting, and she said, no, she likes painting and she understands he does. Slid him over a little sheet and some paintbrushes and they started painting together. Then he went for a walk into the trees and she grabbed his hand and you could see the smile on his face. It was really cute, you know. And they went in and she was saying, look, well, she done some magic, mate. She took a bracelet off. There was an injured butterfly. She healed him. She's like, shh, don't tell mummy. You know, healed the butterfly. KLAUS was smiling. And then obviously he ended up telling her a story. He was like, look, mate, you know, don't be worried about your magic. You're going to grow into being the world's strongest witch, or the best witch the world's ever seen. Something like that. You're a Michelson, you know, everything is going to be on your side. You're going to have the best family going. And yeah, you're just going to grow up to be an absolute beast. And then as he was carrying her away, she was looking into the trees and this blue mist was following. And that was the same mist that obviously possessed Eva and the one that Vincent conjured. So I mean, it's so interesting. Vincent and Marcel later on, they found out these kids that got well, have been taken. You know, do you remember that that lad got took from the girl that kind of Vincent's kind of seen or whatnot in the church? They found them. There was a guy who's casting the spells. They attacked him. They killed him. They saved these 4 children, but there's still one that's still been linked, and that person is Hope. Vincent got a message, sent it over, and they said that the Michelsons can return back to New Orleans in secret while Vincent helps cure Hope from this curse that has obviously been put on them by this entity or whatever it is. So it's really interesting. I knew the Michelsons wasn't going to be left from New Orleans for long. You know, as soon as they left, they used Hope as a reason to come back, and I feel like she's going to be a massive part in how to defeat this later on in the season. We've got Cole and Rebecca. They're gone off on their merry way, you know, like they want to spend some time together, and yeah, so we just left with Haley, Freya, who's absolutely dominating the werewolf girl, actually, you know, like Haley let her free. Freya didn't want that, mate. She chased after her. She's like, you're going nowhere, mate. You're helping me, and I'm going to take all your venom. I'm not letting my family die. But then they come up with a really interesting situation. The girl said to her, look, mate, the reason why my cuts aren't healing is because I've used science, yeah, to detransition, or like sort of the chemistry or whatever you want to call it, the biogenetics of the werewolf like healing process, because she broke her ankle and the girlfriend seen it, and then the next day she was chilling, and obviously everyone's like, what's going on? So she decided to slow down the process, and Freya said to her, do you know what, I'll let you go if you help me create one of these cures, you know, like whatever's use science again to take down Marcel, because that once he make his bite, you know, redundant and take all the power out of it, he's just a normal guy that they can take down. Very exciting. I cannot wait. So thanks for clicking on today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. If you do, please smash like, really helps out the channel. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, let's jump into today's episode.
Hell of a sight. Powerful man overlooking a city. I wonder if I could convince you to change your view. Allow me to distract.
Yeah, all right. Those kids, they never made it home.
Children are sedated.
You'll need it for what's to come.
Wow, what is this,
Our
mate?
home, once the pride of our family, now a flop house.
Indeed, the mighty have fallen.
Where's Vincent? Help her and we'll leave.
Just give us what we need.
Now, look, the only gratitude I need from any of you is seeing you leave the city.
Yo, check this, mate.
Whisper, saying the name over and over.
What's it saying?
It's Creole. Means the hollow.
That is fucking so good, mate. Look at it, the circle. Right. Did Hope kill all them, or what? Or was it just like this hollow that was sending a message? I mean, I think it's well interesting. I mean, I'm really happy that she can hear it. Gives me Harry Potter vibes, mate, when you could hear the basilisk. You know what I mean? Not everybody's gifted enough to hear it. You got to be like elite like her, mate. Next level tribrid or whatever's. So that is so good. You know, nobody else, just her.
But she's not in any pain. She's asking for you.
I'd rather my daughter not know I've gone off to murder witches.
We cannot be reckless, KLAUS.
And how would you have me respond? Should I delegate my child's safety to someone else?
Do not let anything or anyone near her.
Marcel that you knew is gone. He's no ally.
That is a good bit of advice, though. It's true.
So long as you're stepping into a war zone, see if you can't get your hands on Marcel's venom. You want me to help you rob the most deadly vampire on the planet?
Allow me to even the odds.
Is that a daylight ring for it?
The stone is kyanite.
Oh,
It's
it
been
is.
spelled to grant you total control of your werewolf nature.
What's the catch?
Help her take him out.
Insurance.
Yeah, that's good. Good for her, isn't she? Literally, she's so good. This is what I was saying last episode. She has no reason to dislike this woman, and this woman has kind of no reason to dislike Freya. Okay, they've not started on good terms. I totally get that. But in terms of going forward, yeah, like I was saying, that it needs to be a situation where they show that the Michelsons are actually not the enemies. They're the ones that actually need her, and she's an asset, and she needs them. You know, it's a two-way street. People after her, people after them. They're together, and they can just help. She's proud. Look at all these things I can give you, and look at all these things you can give me. She'd be good. Like, I think it would be a good addition.
How are you feeling?
I'm still so cold. Mom said you loved New Orleans most of all.
Putting your love in a place is a mistake. I'm reminded that it is people who are best suited to fill our hearts.
There's a faction of our own people, which is they're starting to make human sacrifices to a spirit called the hollow.
Mr. Griffith and I have much to discuss.
It's okay, y'all. Give me a minute.
You need me. Unfortunately, I have a long history of removing anything undesirable from the woman. I'll be whatever you want me to be, Vincent Griffith. I'll be the very devil himself, but make no mistake, I would violate everything sacred under the sun in the name of rescuing my niece.
They're just there to save Hope. All in.
For 5 years now, we've had a truce. As you know, I have one non-negotiable rule. We do not mess with kids.
You're no friend to witches.
You don't trust him. Right now, I don't care about the past. I'm just a mom asking you to help me.
There's a girl named Laura. I saw her draw the same symbol on her window in blood.
Shout, mate. A wolf's doing it. That's well interesting.
So tell me again, why don't you just tell your family about our little secret project?
Somebody's got to be the big sister.
Imagine these two
since
started
you're
dating.
so in love with taking charge, where do we look?
She is sick.
So this thing which haunts my niece, has it spoken to you?
Now that thing, it took everything that's dark and twisted inside of me and it used it against me. Used it against my wife. But let's say that we run into that thing today, Elijah. It's going to take everything that you want to keep buried. It's going to use that and make you do exactly what it wants you to do.
As we speak, your mother and your Uncle Elijah are working with Vincent to fix you up.
I think it wants me too.
I am not going to let anything take you.
I want to know if Hope can only die by White Oak or maybe a Marcel bite. Like, I'm saying that if she gets her heart ripped out, she's still alive, and I'm saying if she gets daggered, she's still alive. So this would be really interesting, you know, like, it'd be a long time before, I mean, we may never even figure that out, because who's going to come after a little kid, you know, like, I mean, someone absolutely savage if they're going to go after her and actually stab her or something, instead of doing some magic to sacrifice her. But that would be really interesting. I would love to see, we've seen a bit of magic now, I'd love to see the other two sides now. A bit of vampirism and a bit of wolf. I was going to see Kenny.
For the ritual.
A token of our master's power.
I won't let anything stop us.
Freya will be here soon to stir up one of her medicinal concoctions. Well, regardless of her excuses or your loyalties, I expect you to show this traitor the error of her ways.
I'll go.
The thing is, the last time I came across one of the Hollow's goons, the guy tried to kill me, so fair warning.
See, Marcel doesn't seem that bad this season so far. It's strange, isn't it, compared to how he ended last.
You're here because of the children. They're as good as dead.
Kill herself. Oh, I thought she was going to kill herself then.
Weird time to have a drink, bud. Should be out looking for those kids.
It's the same thing that took out my wife. Damn near took me out. Now I think it's trying to take out my best friend.
The Hollow rewards those who are loyal.
This is not what you are. You can walk away from this.
Ah, yes.
It's quite the monster you got lurking in there. You want to see mine?
How sick was that, mate? I absolutely love it. You don't really see it much here. You do see it on Lucifer, where he stands there and he gets shot. Nothing. It makes no difference to him, only when he's around Chloe sometimes. But here, we hardly ever see the originals get shot and they just stand there. But it absolutely looks badass, mate. Literally, he's there trying to take him out. Just walks up to him, throws him down, you know. Quite a monster you've got. Want to see mine. It would have been so good if he said that with his vampire face, though. Do you know what I mean? Half transition. Want to see mine? You know what I mean? And then, that's so good. It's interesting. What did it show him to make him be on that side? You know, he was like, if I commit one little bit of evil myself, I'm preventing a mass of evil. That's kind of what he said. So, like, what's it promised him? You know, what vision did it give? Because we actually haven't seen any visions that it possibly give Vincent and give Eva. Now, we know with Eva, she was, what was it? She was like wanting to be in charge. You know, she thought that if she'd done this, she would be the leader of everyone, the strongest. She could create her own type of witch or whatnot. But with this police officer, what has he been promised? Maybe just end the city of every supernatural ability altogether. Maybe that's good enough for him. You know, if I do this one bit of evil, I can save everything and get them away. But again, it is really interesting. I want to know, is it the witches that he dropped the kids off who give him that necklace? Is it them that are conjuring this, or is it somebody else?
The heart which beats in your chest is a warrior's heart. Yours is a power greater than you know.
Hey, take the magic off. Innit, mate? That's restricts the magic.
If you ever see the blue light, don't look at them.
Well, before you blow it open with a magic bomb, just keep in mind that they're going to know that we were here.
Helen, if you try to run...
I know. You'll make me turn all hairy. I got the threat the first time.
Someone cast a spell to block his mind against your vampire tricks, all right? I can break that, Elijah. It's just going to take me a little bit of time.
We're not here to hurt you. You can't hurt me any more than I've already hurt myself. Followers of the blue light. I thought we were doing something good.
Watching you lord over this city like it was yours.
Hey, I spent the last 5 years keeping the peace.
It is not your city to rule!
You have the pack. You don't need this cult.
You are gone. You mean nothing!
You're right, but I have a daughter now. And Laura, she's one of the kids.
You can't help them. And it will rise.
Nice, you're gonna kill herself.
Mercy is I won't be here to see it.
Time's up.
Hold on, Elijah. Why do you insist? Because he's my friend.
He's a good actor, Vincent. Oh, shit.
I tagged him with magic, so now we can trace him right back to the kids.
That was a sick idea, mate. GPS tracker, go after him, mate. Wherever he goes, they'll go. Literally, really clever. I also think the acting was decent then. That girl, what she said to Marcel, you know, it's not your city to take, it's all of ours. It's true. Like, I actually think it's true. Like, you can be a leader, but with everybody being part of it. Like, we've seen, what season was it? It might have been season 1, when they first come in, and it was Camille's uncle. He was like the human leader, and then you had like, and they tried to get a table, didn't they, and everybody around it, and get peace between everybody. And like, obviously, I think it was Elijah, he was saying, look, he wrote the treaty out, and he's like, look, we're in charge, the Michelsons, so we have the final say, but everybody has got their own section in the city, so you can go over there, you've got them rules, and them rules, everybody can do it, but at the end of the day, when the biggest decision's made, it's us. Now, I think everybody would respect that. It's kind of like having a company, and you've got, you know, it's split 4 ways. You have the main director, so the guy that signs off the checks, the final signature, you know, when you buy something, sell something, and then you've got everybody else, the board, that's right underneath it, just as much power as him, but just he's got that little bit more. And everybody's kind of an equal. And that's how Marcel should run it. If he wants to run the city, he needs to get everybody that's in there and make it peaceful for everybody, yet still have it so he's still the authority. And, you know, that's the only way that you're going to get everybody to consistently like you. If it's just me, and let's dominate everybody, you're going to get people uprising at some point. So in that aspect of what she was saying, I understand it. And I'm not saying that it's good what they're doing with this hollow thing, but if the whole reason is to get rid of, like, Marcel, not just Marcel, whoever's dominating, it's because they haven't give everybody else like a, you know, an even playing field of chance.
Assume you told everybody to be on their best behavior.
Where's our prayers with her now? She's fighting it, whatever it is.
I say we split up. Klaus, you're with me. I'm not letting you out of my sight. Peace. All right, listen, I don't care about our peace, all right? I care about finding these missing kids and wiping out the messed up people who took them.
My time in your dungeon clarified my priorities. My concerns are with my child.
She said something about blue light.
Yeah, that's the fateful day. New Orleans legend says that a spirit might present itself in a bright blue ball of light.
Okay, is this one of the things? One of the things in the trees, them like dream catchers. Vincent had one, didn't he, when he was showing the witches that Davina, when he was trying to get shunned, and you know, they can look through one and see it from the other side. So they're dangling through the trees. I wonder if the witches are seeing it. They've got one on that side, and they're looking through this one, and they can see them coming already. That would be really interesting. Wow, this looks well good. Look at this.
We should begin.
Got the javelin.
Okay, we gotta get the kids. Will, come on, man. It's over.
It's only just begun.
No!
Close your eyes, Klaus.
It's a sacrificial ritual. I can't break it unless I kill one of the kids.
So these kids are powering that ritual, but there might be a loophole if I link it to you.
What is this?
Don't look, you idiot.
Shut your eyes.
Did it work?
Not cold anymore, mate. That's because here, inside either KLAUS or Marcel.
A lot of tragedy happened here. But hope was born here. So there's some good with all that bad. After everything that's happened, the city's yours. Goodbye, Marcel.
Do one thing for me. Tell your daughter she doesn't need to fear me. She never did.
She got it, mate. Get in there.
Where I'm from, you make a deal, you keep it. And since I am on the most wanted list of every psycho who wants your family dead, I guess I'm Team Michelson, whether I like it or not.
It's done. Keep the benefits, minus the leash.
Is this an apology or a thank you?
Mate, I'm vibing between these big time.
Not particularly good at either one.
Mate, who's putting them together? Like, I am literally, I said it at the start of this episode, like, before we, like, that was intimate then. I don't care what anyone says, it was definitely intimate. And, like, I was just vibing it. At the start of the episode, I could feel the chemistry between them. Like, I just can do. And, like, I feel like they would be sick. Like, I actually do feel like they'd be sick, mate. Where I'm from, you make a promise, you keep it. That's where I'm from as well, mate. You say something, you do it or try. That's literally me. Yeah, you don't have to succeed, right? But if you say you're going to try and do something, as long as you actually make the effort and go out there to do it, yeah, fair play. I'll appreciate everything, respect you 10 times more than if you just chat to me and say you're not. So, like, you said you was going to look after that. If you didn't come back with those files, I'm sure that she would have understood that you'd done your best, you know what I mean? But you come back, you succeeded, and, you know, whether or not, mate, I'm Team Michelson now. Yeah, you definitely are. And I said that as well at the start of this episode. I think I might have said it last episode as well. So get in there, mate. I am literally wanting them to be together because I think Freya is absolutely sick. I love Freya. And you know what? She deserves to be happy. And we've not really seen her in any sort of relationship before. And I don't care if it's with a man or a woman. As long as she's happy, I'm happy. I'm loving it.
Managed to find an old friend or enemy. I can never really tell. As soon as hope is better, we'll leave.
I want to ask you something. If Vincent hadn't found that loophole, what would you have done to those kids?
He did look like he's going to take one out, didn't he?
Whatever I had to do.
That's the right answer, man. Don't chat no shit. Tell the truth.
We have got to stop making it a habit of putting our families' lives ahead of others.
Not sure with that one, me. I'll put my kid before every single person in the whole world. Nah, don't listen to Elijah. Don't listen to her, man. Like, I understand where she's coming from, and morally, she is right. I wouldn't dwell on it too much, you know. All she want to do is put hope first out of everybody. And the fact that you're immortal, they're immortal, and you don't want to see her die, I'm not going to blame you if you wanted to take a casualty out, and even one or two to save your family. Although it's a kid, it's brutal. Absolutely is brutal. But, like, kill one kid to save your own kid, you know. It's hard, and I wouldn't blame you for choosing that. That's what I'll say.
I know today was rough for you. Yeah, at least we put an end to it.
It wanted to come into our world by anchoring itself to one of us. Did we end it? Or is it just getting started?
Is it inside hole?
You think it's gonna come after me?
Marcel, I'm gonna tell you, man, I wonder if it hadn't already got to you. What did you see when you was in the circle?
In it.
Nothing.
It's lying, man. The guy was staring straight into that face. Man.
I hope you're right. Nothing ever stays buried.
Where's she going? Literally, where is she going? I want her to attack Kaylee or KLAUS. That would be sick. Right, that's sick on the mirror.
No.
Yo, that was sick.
It's here.
Yes, mate, that was sick. So both of them have been possessed by it. How good is that? I mean, obviously they was both in the circle, but KLAUS said that close your eyes, but it obviously didn't. That is sick. How good does it look when their eyes change different colours, man? We've seen it. I don't even know what do you call the wolf one? Orange, yellow, I don't know, but that one. And we see the red one with Lucian and the blue then. Oh, naughty, mate. That blue one was sick. Oh, I'm really excited, to be honest. I did not expect KLAUS and Marcel to be transitioning. Kind of thought they might have done something to Hope, to be honest. But, like, what was she doing then? Was she dreaming? And is she a seer? Is that what she is? Literally. Like, people who can see the future. Like, because that, again, is next level powers. Honestly, that is, like, elite status, mate. You're going to have, what? Witchy business. You're going to have wolves. You're going to have vampirism. And you're like I say as well, you can see into the future. Who could stop you? You absolute beast. And do you know what? I think she's pretty good, me. Like, to be honest, like, I do like how we're not just dabbling and having her just in like one scene, saying one line here and there. She's actually in a decent chunk of the episode. And I always do love watching kids, to be honest, acting, because I couldn't even do it now, to be honest. So, like, I always think when they're so young like that, how do they even... You know, I just think it's talent. I do appreciate it, and it's excited me now. So, like, the Hollows here, mate, it looks like it's possessed KLAUS, it's possessed Marcel, and what the family gonna do? Like, how are they gonna stop it? Vincent's good as well, man. The guy's smart. Got a connection, mate, between, is it Keeleen? Is that what she's called? Keeleen and Freya. Really excited. Kind of want to put them together. I was getting the vibes all episode. So I mean, what a good episode. That music at the end, really good. It's kind of like Evanescence, mate. It's like getting me pumped up, mate. It's like, wake me up. Can't wait. Really, really good. Fantastic ending. Excited. Hope seems like she's going to be the massive key factor in this series. And do you know what? I'm loving it. That's going to wrap up today's video. Interesting end towards the episode, to be honest. I didn't really know who it possibly possessed, that hollow. I thought like it might have had some sort of connection with Hope. Somehow when KLAUS took the bracelet off her, and the fact that she seen it in the last episode in the trees, that it maybe got inside of her, as well as MARCEL. I kind of didn't think that it would do anything to KLAUS, because he was saying, you know, don't look into it, close your eyes. You know, he was saying that when he was in that circle. So not once did I think that it actually possessed him, but it has, and it's interesting. And I like how Hope as well got up and she picked up the, I don't know, the cake on the side. She was eating it slowly, walking upstairs. She walks all the way around into KLAUS, who stood on the banister, and I thought that she was going to do something to him, to be honest. Like, I never expected him to turn around and his eyes to glow. I thought it was just going to be like, yeah, I thought that she might have do something to them and be like a proper twist. But I mean, what better two people can it possess than KLAUS and MARCEL, mate? Literally the two strongest people possibly in the earth, you know. The original and now the new 2.0 version, you know, crazy stuff. And it wanted to get a link to the world, and yeah, it couldn't have got any better. Now, it's interesting that they're still using the kids, but now they're here, did he need them? Because we know that Eva was going after, how many children was she going after? It definitely wasn't 5. She was going after more. Now, maybe just a hollow needed some sort of way to get an anchor to the earth. And this amount of kids or whatever's was just the right amount to draw the people into the location. Now, obviously, the detective, he's dead. KLAUS killed him. I can't really blame KLAUS for doing that in terms of the situation. It's kind of like when, obviously, MARCEL got killed off Elijah. He kind of put himself in a situation where if something happened, it happened, you know. Like, I kind of didn't want him to go, because I do think like he was all right, to be honest. And I did like how he was sat getting tortured off Vincent, and he stood up with that necklace thing and like bashed Elijah and bashed him and got off. And obviously he stole the ambulance last episode with the kids. And I'd like to know what they wanted him to do. Do you know when he said he ready to join us or something, and he got the knife out? Like what did he want him to do? Kill the children? I don't know, because I'm just assuming that the children was just like a decoy now, just to bring everybody to that location after seeing what we've seen. So again, I mean, it's intriguing to see where we're going with that. Now, I do like how MARCEL's actually letting them all work together prior to this, still sticking to his one rule that we don't do anything to kids regardless of who you are. Now, he's kind of in a relationship with that girl. We see them kissing at the start of the episode, and then nothing really is played out with it. But I tell you who I want to play out is Freya and this wolf, mate. Literally, I had the vibes all episode. They got good chemistry between each other. They've been working together. Teamwork, mate, is a dream work. They went into MARCEL's. Freya give her the moonlight ring or whatever they call it, so that she can walk around as a wolf and never have to transition in a full moon. But she kind of like cast a spell, so it's stuck on her finger, so she's kind of like bound to Freya, so to speak. And they went in there. Freya was like, you know, you got all this powers, like sense it, mate, use your senses. And she couldn't do it, so she just clicked her fingers, boom, the safe's over there. She couldn't get into it though, but she was like, look, Freya, you go and save Hope, you go and help them, I'll get this and I'll meet you wherever you want to do. And that's what she done, mate. I absolutely love it. I love it when people say they go do something and they go through with it and do it, or they attempt to, and they come back, she give her the vows or something. She's like, look, Freya, I don't know where you're from, but here where I'm from, you make a promise, you stick to it, you know, and I'm here and I've done it. I said I was going to help. And it looks like I'm at my cousin now without a choice, you know. People after you, people after me. I'm on the run. We're better together. Well, she didn't say that. I didn't say we're better together, but they are better together. You know, I'm going on a tangent with how I'm saying it. And I love you, Freya, and I want to marry her. That's literally what she wants to say, but she's not said it yet. You know, Freya got her hand. She'd like decast a spell on it. And she was like, look, you're free. You can do whatever you want. No strings attached. Thanks for helping me. And I can't wait to see their relationship absolutely like blossom, or whatever, friendship, relationship, I don't care what it is, but I do kind of want it to stay in, because like I said, with Lost Camille and with Lost Davina, And I think that this would be good to add to somebody who's going to help the family. And I'm really excited to see where they go, actually. I actually really am. I just want Freya to be happy. She's absolutely sick as well, you know. I always go back to season 2 when she was introduced. I was 50-50. I didn't know if I'd like her. I absolutely love her now. I think she's amazing. I think Vincent's so good as well. 2 characters that have just been introduced that have been absolutely amazing additions to the show. They just made it so much better. Can't wait to see how KLAUS and MARCEL go as well. You know, are they going to be like normal and then bad, normal and bad, normal and bad, or are they just going to be like straight up possessed and doing all this stuff now, go and try and do stuff? You know, what is Elijah going to do? He was willing to kill a kid or whatever to save Hope. Haley was like, look, we need to be better than that. We can't do that. We can't put our family above others. Yeah, I disagree with that one, but again, it's down to morals, and I understand where she's coming from, and I'm not saying she's wrong. I'm just saying I would put my family before others, but that's just me. I do like how he sacrificed himself, though, even though he knew that he was going to come back. He used himself as, like, the anchor, and then got stabbed. And the witch as well. I mean, not the witch, the other wolf that was working with them. She was saying, look, we just want the city to be evens again, or whatever. She said, no, we want to take it away from you, MARCEL. You know, you're the one that making us live in crap, you know, living like solidarity. You're the one that think that you can dominate everybody, and it should be everyone's New Orleans, and it should be. I have to agree with her on that. And she said that the hollow promise shown her a vision of what life would be like, and it promised her a better way, but the sad thing, she's not going to be there to see it, and she killed herself. So it's really actually interesting. It's possessing people, and it's making everybody do different things. You know, Vincent's really smart. He even said to MARCEL at the end, look, mate, I'll be surprised if it's not already took over you as well. And it's true, it has. It took over the 2 best people. The 2 strongest people it could have took over. And what is this, episode 4? 9 episodes left. I think that we're going to get like steamroll ahead now. I think that I would definitely say that Hope is a seer. Is that what you call it? People who could look into the future and see the visions. Because I think that, again, is like such a good quality. It's an asset. You know, that is literally a valuable member to the team. People who can see all this stuff. And she's obviously, I'm assuming, seen that KLAUS has been possessed, but he maybe doesn't know right now he has been possessed, so that's really interesting. And I can't wait to watch the next episode. So thanks so much for clicking on today's video. Hopefully you guys like it. If you did, please smash that, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys. To be honest, you saved her as well, Freya. I've got to say, what you said was right. You did do all that stuff, but you saved her as well. Unknowingly to her, if you didn't come in, she was probably dead. So you did save her, even though you put her through a bit of pain. But from that pain is coming a great relationship blossoming, and I'm really excited. And I want them to kiss next episode, even though that's not going to happen as well. And I'm going to predict that KLAUS is going to kill MARCEL in episode 13 of this season. Don't know why. I think it's 13 episodes. If it's 16, then episode 16. But the last episode, I feel like something's going to happen and he's going to die. And I'm actually, you know, really talk about continuity and how, like I said, we use the story with the Jacksons' grandfather, and the fact that this woman that MARCEL's with was introduced as Lucian's partner in crime or whatever in the last season, and he's died, and now it's in this season and she's still here trying to revenge him. That is what I call good continuity, and I like it. So thanks so much for clicking on today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please smash the like, really helps out the channel. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, I will catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.